Hi, everyone. Well, I'm here. It's 8 o'clock, and I hope that I scheduled this in time for you guys to take a little break after dinner and join me. This is day 2, the evening message. And before we get into it, I just want to, I'm going to turn that volume down. I want to go out on a limb here and tell y'all what I've done because I think I kind of look a little funny. I have a big lake trip planned this weekend, so I went and got a spray tan because I don't like to bake in the sun. It may have been something I did 20, even as little as 10 years ago, but the last couple of years, I really try to stay out of the sun as much as I can or wear my visors or whatever. But still, we're going to be at the lake, and I didn't want to send off too much of a reflection, so went and got a spray tan. Anyway, a lot of this will wash off, but I just wanted to let y'all know that I typically don't look like this. All right, today we're going to kind of wrap up the evening with something that I really want y'all to think about long and hard. And you've created your desired self story. I trust that you've done that because that is the energy. That is the wind beneath your wings. That is the vision that you're moving toward. That's where every bit of change is in order to achieve this vision of your desired self that you've created through the exercises in the book. So I'm going to trust that that is something. Hey, Kim. Oh, hi, girls. Hi, everyone in Dallas. I'm so happy y'all are watching. So you heard about my spray tan. Yeah, I'm looking a little ridiculous right now. That's okay. All right, so I'm trusting that you created your desired self story. Hi, Teresa, because it is so very important to your journey. But you know what? There's another element that must be present when you move into this process. And we're in the final day of day 2. Tomorrow is pretty much D-Day. You're going to have to drop the hammer on yourself if you haven't done it already. So you must have your desired self story selected, picked out, visioned in your mind, and really, really committed to that story and feel the energy every time you visit the projected imagery practices that we do based around our desired self story. You need to know the nutritional platform that you've selected. What is it that you're going to do? Do you have a home delivery service coming in? And please share with us whatever it is that you've selected. I would love to know. This is not a diet judgment type situation. There's different strokes for different folks. There's all kinds of different eating plans that are very successful for a variety of people at various times in your life. So I would love to know what it is that you've locked in on that you're going to be committed to for the next 28 days. And hopefully it turns into a permanent lifestyle for you. So your nutrition plan is very important. Your fitness plan is very important. So let's say that you have all of that done. What is the next thing that you need to really make certain that you have in place? And that is preparation. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story. Back in 2004, when I had my well-documented meltdown, we'll call it a meltdown for lack of a better word, right here in this hall, this brick floor that you see right over here, that's right where I had it. When I stood up and I was very, very changed and I knew that God had really stepped in to redirect my life, I went to work. I didn't sit by and just enjoy that feel-good emotion of that moment of God releasing all of the ugly, negative emotions that I had tied around so many areas of my life. I immediately went to work. And just because I rose from the floor a changed person in my heart didn't change any of the facts of my life. It didn't change the fact that I had 4 babies that I had been raising in the fast food line for the past 4 years. It didn't change the fact that I had abandoned my dinner table and my children didn't even know how to sit down together and say a prayer, say grace over their food. It didn't change the fact that I wanted my children to eat healthfully, but their taste buds were so used to flavor enhancers and all of the garbage that's in fast food that even the idea of eating a piece of fresh fruit was something that they weren't terribly interested in. So just because I stood up changed had no impact on the actual situation that I was facing within my home. So I had to go to work. I had to figure out a way to grocery shop, to make these meals. I didn't have any more time in the day either. And I was the mother of 4 little bitty kids that were incredibly active and into things. Plus, I helped my husband in his work. So I didn't miraculously have all of this extra time. So I started writing these multi-meal recipes called meal stacking recipes. And I would go to Colton's ball practices and I would sit in the stands and I would say, okay, so I can do 5 pounds of ground meat, and from that I can pull off these reserves and I can make this, this, and this. And so I started putting all these recipes together. And then I got my sister-in-law, who was brilliant at it, and Amy started writing recipes with me. And before I knew it, we had 60 meal stacking recipes. And a friend of mine said, you know what? You need to call the local television station and just share this testimony, because of course I'd been witnessing everywhere because my life had been so dramatically changed. So before I knew it, I was on WBKO sharing these multi-meal recipes with other young mothers. And then that turned into me going into MOPS groups, which are the mothers of preschoolers, and sharing these multi-meal recipes with mothers of preschoolers in hopes that they would get another, I guess, a little inspiration to never abandon their dinner table or to reclaim their dinner table. But my point is, I was prepared. I did the work. I went to the store at 10 o'clock at night after I'd gotten the babies down. I wrote the recipes. I did the bulk cooking every single weekend. And I would pull it off and put it in my freezer bags and put it inside my freezer, labeling the bags, knowing exactly what I was going to cook. I did the work. So you have your desired self story. You know what nutritional platform you're choosing. You know what fitness platform you're going to start leaning into if that's something you're going to incorporate. Don't look at this as a wishing well. I am not here every day, twice a day, to make you feel good. I am here every day, twice a day, to remind you of what has to be done. And yes, that can be done feeling good, but it doesn't remove the fact that if you don't do the preparation, you're going to fall victim to your own lack of commitment to this process. Preparation is everything. So there's a couple different types of preparation that I want to go over real quickly. And again, these are going to be short videos. I don't want to take up too much of your time this evening. Some of the preparation that I'm talking about, your nutritional preparation. Do you know your menu? Do you know what you're going to be eating? Have you cleaned out your house? Do you have the freezer bags? Do you have all of the different things, the little containers so that you can take your food to work with you? If you're in an environment that you go out to eat often and that's going to pose a real problem for you, this is a fantastic tip. Write it down. Put it in your little journal pages. Where's the journal pages? Put it right here in your journal pages. Your tips, tools, and techniques. Always have the menu of the place that you're going to eat ready. Pull it up online. Have one in your office desk. When you are not hungry, pull that menu out. Pick out what you're going to have. When you go to the restaurant, don't even ask them for the menu. Say, I know what I'm having. You start reading those menus and all of the beautiful, flowery, wonderful verbiage that they write around those meals. And all of a sudden, what you were going to have now that you're hungry sounds terrible. And you order something off of the fried menu and you justify it 5,000 times in your mind why it was okay to do it. Remember what I told you yesterday about how we're going to be better tomorrow? It's a self-soothing mechanism that everyone is guilty of. It's the reason that we build up New Year's resolutions. It's always easier to be better in the future than it is today. So just know that when you're doing that, that is a self-soothing habit that many, many people fall victim of. I'm going to have this drink tonight, but I'm going to be better tomorrow. I'm going to eat this cheeseburger tonight, but I'm not going to have another one until this time next week. Whatever it is, think about your own patterns. Have you ever self-soothed yourself through a promise of a better you tomorrow? It's a very, very common thing to do. Okay, so that restaurant tip, you will get a lot of mileage out of that if you're someone that does have to eat out at restaurants often. I probably haven't picked up a restaurant menu in 10 years. I will glance at it. I know what I want, what I can eat or what I want to eat. I don't look at the appetizers typically. I go straight over to the fish and the vegetables, and I just don't torture myself with any of the stuff in between. It's just not worth it. And, you know, I eat out all the time, but I stay within my parameters. So I want to leave you with this idea, and then I want to open it up to questions, okay? So the idea that I'm going to leave you with is this. If I have 2 clients, and I've had many, many, many personal clients over the years, and I typically, well, I don't like to bet against anyone, but if I had 2 clients and they both had an equally charged, emotionally driven, desired self story, so they both want to change for incredibly impactful, emotionally charged reasons, and one of the 2 prepares better than the other, my money is on the one that prepares. My money is on the one that journals every morning, that journals every night, that takes this opportunity, this 28-day opportunity or experience, and commits 100% to following the methodology of what I'm teaching, versus the person that has the emotionally charged story. They want to change with every fiber of their body. But rather than go to the store at 10 o'clock at night, because that was the only time they had to go to the store, they tell themselves, I'll go to the store tomorrow. And guess what? Tomorrow never happens. So preparation is key. The clock is ticking. It is evening, day 2. We have one more day before you sink into your new lifestyle for the remainder of the 28-day experience, which will be 25 more days. So much change can happen in that 28-day cycle. A neurogenesis, a synaptic connection in your mind, can take root in that 28 days. Not all new habits will stick, but let's say you set 10 new practices in place and 7 of those practices stick. Guess who just won? You just won. So I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to open it up to any questions. If anyone has anything to say or any comments, I'm listening. I'm all ears. I'm trying very, very hard to upload these videos both on this page and on YouTube. Having a little bit of quality issues with the videos from my computer. They seem to scramble the home screen, but it only lasts a second, but it doesn't look really pretty on the page. So I'm working through that. Okay, Teresa. Robin, can I still eat this brownie tonight? You know what, Teresa? It's on you. Whatever you would like to do. This is your T minus 29 hours. So if that's what you want to do, I went out to lunch today with my mom and my sister, and we had a Moscow Mule about 2 o'clock this afternoon, which was, fantastic. And that was kind of my swan song, was saying goodbye to those type of enjoyments. So enjoy it. I love y'all, Kim, and I wish so much that I could be part of your group there. And next time Kelly's in town, I'm going to try to fly in, and hopefully we can all get together. So I'm so happy that y'all are here, and I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I just heard Greg walk in the back door, and I think it's dinner time for him. So I'm going to get busy doing that. But I love y'all. Keep the questions coming. I'm going to monitor the page, and we'll open up tomorrow morning with day 3. Evening message to you probably about 9 o'clock Central Time. So I hope you can make it. Talk to y'all soon. Have a great night.